You're selling stuff, either you sell expensive things to rich people or extremely cheap things to poor people. The middle is where people die. That is a quote from Alex Omozi. Shout out to Alex Omozi. But I heard this quote and recently, reflecting back on my life, I realized that that quote doesn't just relate to money stuff. I feel like it relates to every aspect of life. Because the money stuff is absolutely true. Either you sell extremely high ticket stuff that is really expensive to rich people that can afford it, then you make a lot of money. Or you target the masses and sell something very cheap that everybody can buy. It's when you sell something that is kind of expensive but not really cheap, that's where you get stuck in the middle, because these people in the middle, like they basically, they are not really like a specific demographic to target. But I think it's not just over money. I think pretty much with everything, looking back on my life, it's like it's either you go all in on something, like you give it your all and you dedicate your life to this thing, or you don't do it at all. The middle is where people, like where you die basically. That's when you're kind of doing this thing but you're not serious, you're very lazy. Like that's when you get the worst results possible. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. That's when you get the most shit results. Like that's when life is the most terrible. Honestly, it's when you're in this middle. Because the thing is, when you're all in, right, you get all the benefits of being all in. So you're making progress, you're working hard, you're building success, you're getting closer to your goals, so on and so forth. But when you're on the other end, also, the extreme end, that you're basically not doing anything, like you also getting good side, which is like you're basically chilling, right? But the downside of being all in is there's stress, accountability, responsibility, hard work, pressure, all these things. While there's none of that. But on this side, there's like poverty, there's overthinking, mediocrity, and self-hate, and wondering what's like, right, like that uncertainty. Yeah, but at least you get some sort of benefits. The problem with being in the middle is there is no benefits. Like the thing is, in the middle, because you're still somewhat working hard, you definitely still feel the stress, the pressure, the anxiety, the hard work, the pain, and all that. That's of being at this side, working hard. At the same time, you still feel the uncertainty, the poverty, the mediocrity, the like hatred, whatever at this side as well. But you get none of these benefits, literally none of them. So same thing with, like, in terms of money sense, like yeah, you sell stuff to expensive people, so you get benefits of making a lot of money. But the disadvantage of maybe only having fewer customers, or before you can make one sale, it has to take a lot because the thing you're selling is quite expensive. And while yeah, the benefits is like you sell stuff to a lot, but it's quite cheap, so you have to sell to many people. Yeah, you still get the problems of these two sides, but none of the benefits. So please, like this is something that I've been thinking a lot about recently, and it's like I don't know if it's in the Bible, but there's this famous quote or famous parable which is like, what is worth doing is worth doing well. And I think that's facts. I think that's probably one of the best sayings out there. Like it's either you do it well or you just basically don't do it. If you are kind of doing it but not really, like you get all of the downsides, all of the stress, all the negative sides of these two sides, but none of the benefit. Like that's literally the worst. This side you just get the negative side of this side. This side you just get the negative side of this side. You don't get the negative side of this side. It's just this one. This one you get both and none of the benefits. Like that's insane. So either you're on one of the extreme ends, either you're all in or all out. The middle is where people die.